Alright, in this video I'm going to be going over multiplying 2 digits by 3 digits. So I have already gone ahead and set up 2 problems for us to work through. Alright, so first step is for me to use the digit that is in the ones place. And I'm going to multiply this digit by the digit in the ones place up top. So 6 times 3 is 18. So my first digit goes down, the next one goes up. 6 times 5 would be next. 6 times 5 is 30, plus 1 is 31. So 1 goes down, 3 goes up. Then I do 6 times 2. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 3 is 15. So I get that for my first partial product. Then I always need to make sure I add a placeholder 0 before I move on to the digit that's in the tens place to hold its value, because this is really a 20, not a 2, so I have to keep that other extra 0 down here. I'm going to do 2 times 3. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 5 is 10, so 0 goes down and 1 goes up. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. So now I have both of my partial products, and I'm going to go ahead and just add these together. 8 plus 0 is 8. 1 plus 6 is 7. 5 plus 0 is 5. And 1 plus 5 is 6. I'm going to count for my comma. 1, 2, 3. Comma goes in between the 6 and the 5. So I have a product of 6,578. Let's do the same thing over here. Okay, 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10, so 0 goes down, 1 goes up. 5 times 8 is 40, plus 1 is 41. Then I always have to put my placeholder 0. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. And 1 times 8 is 8. 0 plus 5 is 5. 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. 4 plus 8 is 12. Let me count for my comma. 1, 2, 3. Comma goes in between the 2 and the 3, which means my product is 12,315. Now I want to show you the same idea using an area model. So I'm going to slide my paper down. Because I have a 3-digit by a 2-digit, it's not going to look like it did when we were in 4th grade and we could just have 4 boxes. It's going to look a little bit different. We're going to set it up as one box. I know up top I'm going to have 2 numbers, and on the side I'm going to have 3, so I'm going to need to have 6 total boxes. Let's break apart our factors, starting with our 2-digit factor of 26. I like to think of these as an addition statement, so 20 plus 6 equals 26. Then we have 253, so I'm going to have 200 plus 50 plus 3. So almost like expanded form down the sides. So I like to use these like a multiplication chart where I put my fingers on my factors and I slide to where my product belongs. So I first have 20 times 200, and that sounds really scary, but I can ignore my zeros and say 2 times 2 is 4, and I have 1, 2, 3 zeros, so I need to make sure I have 3 zeros over here. Next one, 2 times 6 is 12, and I have 2 zeros on my factor. Oops. 5 times 2 is 10, and I have to add 2 more zeros. Don't get confused because I already had 1 0. That was for 5 times 2. I can't forget to add 2 extra zeros to the back. Then we do 6 times 5 is 30, and same thing, don't forget to add this extra 0. Then we do 20 times 3. 3 times 2 is 6, and I have 1 0 on my factor. And last but not least, I have 6 times 3, which is 18. So now that I have all of these partial products, I'm going to do the same idea as up here. I'm going to add them together, but it's super, super important that I make sure my numbers are lined up. So I'm going to start with, I'll do it underneath, 4,000, 1,200, 1,000, 300, 60, and 18. First one is going to be 8. 6 plus 1 is 7. 2 plus 3 is 5. 4 plus 2 is 6. So you'll see I get the same product either way I do it. And it doesn't really matter which method works for you, as long as you're making sure you're either holding your place or you're lining your numbers up. Those are the most common mistakes that 5th graders make. I'll do it one more time so you can see it again. I'm going to make one big box. I need to have 2 spaces up top and 3 going down the side, so I have enough for all of my factor. So for this one, I am multiplying 15, so 10 plus 5 is 15, by 821. So 800 plus 20 plus 1. All right, so I start with this box here, 800 times 10. So 8 times 1 is 8, and I have 1, 2, 3 zeros. Then I do 8 times 5, which is 40. And I have 1, 2 more zeros. Then I do 10 times 20. 2 times 1 is 2, and I have 1 0, 2 zeros. Next one, 2 times 5 is 10, and I have 1 extra 0. 10 times 1 is 10, and 1 times 5 is 5. I have all my partial products. Let's add them up. 8,000, 4,000, 200, 100, 10, and 5. 5, 1, 2 plus 1 is 3, and 8 plus 4 is 12. Comma goes right here, and again, you'll see I got the same product but different methods. I hope this helps.